everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Jen and this is Fundy Fridays, and here on my channel I talk about fundamentalism while I do my makeup. Today I'm going to talk all about the Bates family, who are known for being the more charming version of the Duggars, really. They also have 19 children, a TV show, and ultra-conservative parents. The difference being their show is actually fun to watch, but they are just as bigoted and backwards as the Duggars, so let's begin. Billy Joe Callahan was born October 6, 1966, and Gil Bates was born January 1st, 1965, in South Carolina. The two met at Anderson University and then got married December 19th, 1987. The story goes that they originally didn't even want children, that they would let the Lord decide the size of their family. And Gil's family is certainly not quiet about how they feel about his large brood.
Jamie is like, if she thinks, like, she just gets really crazy, like when a lot of kids come in or something, or if a lot of kids start to do something, she just like freaks out.
They're all over the place. The refrigerator, I guess, is open 3,000 times a day. None of them wants to eat at the same time. They all eat it. They all just want to constantly come in and get another drink, get another drink. The little boys are in and out the back door. I'd rather just leave it open. They just in and out, in and out.
Before they had TV money, the Bates family was very poor. They lived in a small house and dressed in hand-me-down and homemade prairie dresses. According to Free Ginger, Gil has flat out stated that he takes his family to the emergency room for regular doctor visits since they can't turn you away for non-payment. I mean, on one hand, that's kind of America's fault for our shitty healthcare system, but it's mostly Gil's fault for having 19 children and no way of paying for their healthcare. Gil used to work for Nabisco, but after becoming a Gothardite, he started a tree cutting business where he employs his sons. Gil now works for IBLP, and I can't find a source for when he started working there, but it has at least been since 2014. He quickly climbed up the ranks to be on the board of directors, and he even sent his daughters on overseas missions with known sexual harasser Bill Gothard, but more on that later. The Bates have raised their children in the typical Fundy, sheltered and backwards way. They have little to no privacy and have security cameras in their house 24/7.
I can look and see what's going on in the living room, in the front yard, on the side of the house. When I'm up here, I can tell if the kids are sneaking cookies or getting into trouble.
Boys are also not allowed to use the internet without a sister present.
I think that's one of the things that was always a challenge. As every generation in life has come on, there's new opportunities for good or for evil. Yeah. And so the children, we talk about things. We do a lot of talking. The whole family, it's an open book. I mean, everybody talks together, and we try to put things in place to protect them. We don't have internet inaccessible. I mean, it's accessible for those, but like our boys, if they ever own it, they have to have a sister with them or somebody. And so accountability is the key to long-term success.
Girls must wear skirts and dress modestly. Even after they are married, when they visit, they must dress according to house rules. But boys are not held to the same standard. The kids are allowed to go to college, even though it is the unaccredited and incredibly draconian Crown College. Some of the girls have held jobs, but they are the approved female professions, such as cosmetologist and nurse. The Bates kids also practice hands-off courtships just like the Duggars, although they don't quite use the same language. Tend to have a longer special friendship phase of their relationships and even call their significant others girlfriend and boyfriend. Several of the kids have had failed courtships, which isn't really that crazy. I mean, normal people have relationships that end in breakups. What is hilarious is how serious they make these relationships out in the first place and how awkward it is when things don't work out. Like Zach's first courtship that includes fringy early 2000s photo editing software, and Nathan's failed courtship with sassy New Yorker Ashley.
And I love you a lot. And I thought we'd get you something to help you fit in with our culture a little bit.
Oh, cowgirl boots, I knew it! I said I would never get me a pair of these, even if my family moved to Texas.
It's okay, I got you a pair instead.
I should have known you'd be the one to convert me.
And so, we'll let you wear these around.
Oh my goodness.
And we'll see if you like those. I know you like Indian stuff, so we try to get you some like feather jewelry.
Wow, I can't imagine why they didn't end up together. On their show, Bringing Up Bates, they show the creepy dates with Kelly Jo and Gil, giving their daughters purity rings and the guarding of their precious V-card.
We've been trying to plan a time that we could come with you and just share our heart and some goals that we have for you. All of your sisters before you had a present that was given to them. That would be an important symbol.
Really? Can I handle this all in one day?
When you're young and you get older, you begin to sometimes question, well, I wonder what is purity really the important thing? And being pure till you're married, staying saving yourself just for your husband alone. That's God's design. One woman, one man for life.
I will guard your innocence, and all I ask in recompense is that you know the truth inside your Father's heart.
But what you are is way more valuable than any gift we could give you. And what God's given you is a wholesome, pure life. And I want you to keep it to the day that I hand you off to some fine young man that loves God.
The Bates have had their fair share of controversy, but they haven't been on TV as long as the Duggars, so not many people know about it. You can still see them living in close quarters on an old 19 Kids and Counting episode. Jim Bob and crew stopped by to build them a new addition to their house. I mean, that's really nice, but it makes you think about how messed up it is to bring 19 kids into the world and not have the means to take care of them. The family also employs a variation of the buddy system, where Kelly Jo hands off her most recent baby to her daughters to raise. And on another one of these Duggar Bates crossover episodes, you can see all the horses that the family owns. Now, I'm not a certified horse girl, but while doing research for this video, everyone on Free Ginger said that these horses looked too skinny and were not being taken care of properly. So if you think these horses are malnourished, go ahead and sound off in the comments. And despite Kelly Jo having 2 adopted black sisters, she is not the most racially sensitive. They have 2 children that are named after heroes of the Confederacy, including Stonewall Jackson and Nathan Bedford Forrest, most known for starting the KKK. And I didn't just make that up either. The Bates have, or at least used to have, a room in their house honoring these people. Now, I know some people are going to say, well, that's heritage, not hate, but can you honestly believe that the Bates aren't waiting for the South to rise again? When pressed about her weird racism shrine, Kelly Jo deleted the pictures off her blog and declined to comment. In 2012, the Bates family got their own TLC show called United Bates of America. It had an amazing theme song. But it was canceled due to low ratings. Now, we must not forget that the Bates family has a love-hate relationship with IBLP. IBLP is the Institute of Basic Life Principles, founded by Bill Gothard. They have a homeschooling program, conferences, and Alert, which is a militia by way of Bible camp. Bill Gothard was recently sued for decades of sexual abuse, and in 2014 he was kicked out of his own organization. In 2018, he was found technically trespassing at ATI's Big Sandy conference after an altercation with none other than Gil Bates. Erin Payne, born Erin Bates, had a birthday cake for Bill Gothard at her wedding, but has since renounced support of Bill Gothard, and her brother Lawson has stuck up for her. But they are still profiting off of Gil's position, and even Michaela's husband has a job at IBLP. Gil was cited in the lawsuit for silencing Gothard's victim and trying to cover things up to save the reputation of the company. The Bates children are involved in quite a few creative and entrepreneurial pursuits. The older Bates daughters have their own modest clothing boutique and are pretty successful at it. Lawson has a mediocre country career.
I'm gonna roll in like a thunderstorm, softly rock you in my arms, steady as a river runs, strong as a hurricane. I wanna be the thing you need the most, be that song in your soul, the one you know is gonna wash your cares away. I wanna love you like the rain.
And he even did a little equestrian modeling. Erin has put out a few piano albums, and Carlin is a singer as well.
With every step that I take, all of my I do's are only vows that I make.
So far, all of the kids are quiverful except Michaela, who is infertile. The cruel irony being that she could probably undergo fertility treatments or adopt, but that is against IBLP beliefs. So let's pour one out for Michaela Bates. The Bates are close friends with the Duggars, and some of their sons were involved in a scandal earlier this year involving their volunteer work after Hurricane Dorian. In September, several Duggars, including John David Duggar and in-law Austin Forsyth and horse modeling enthusiast Lawson Bates, went down to the Bahamas seemingly to help with the disaster relief, when in reality they were working with Medicorps, which is a Christian first response group whose legitimacy has been called into question. And if you didn't already know, Medicorps was actually founded founded by the Duggars and the Bates, so there's a little bit of a conflict of interest there. A storm chaser who was at the scene told the Snark community what they were really up to. Lawson and John David were carrying guns and Arkansas constable badges, being belligerent with security officials, and giving orders to U.S. Navy helicopter pilots. They also commandeered, aka stole, $20,000 worth of fuel for their own ass-backwards purposes. And unlike official disaster relief volunteers who slept in hammocks, these jackasses stayed in an air-conditioned building, which they didn't share, and had Chick-fil-A and Krispy Kreme flown in. While the Bates may be more palatable than the Duggars, they are still right-wing, closed-minded Bible thumpers who need to be kept at a distance. This show is pretty entertaining if you're into making fun of fundies with friends, but keep in mind this is still quiverful propaganda. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I have some articles to read in the info box below. If you like my content, follow me on Tumblr, Instagram, and now Facebook. And remember to consensually smash that like and subscribe button. 12 Days of Terrible Christian Movies starts tomorrow. Have a nice day.
I've got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart to stay. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I've got the love of Jesus in my heart. And if the devil doesn't like it, he can sit on a tack. Sit on a tack.